Welcome to the Diversity Connector podcast, where we explore the rich tapestry of human experiences. I'm your host, Richard Odel-Nkansah, and I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the country on which we meet today. I would also like to pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging, and together as we dive into conversations that bridge cultures, challenge stereotypes, and celebrate the unique perspectives each of us brings to the table. Each episode is a journey through stories and insights from a kaleidoscope of voices, each sharing their colorful narrative. Whether you're at home, on the go, or just anywhere in between, you're now part of a community that values understanding, inclusivity, and the beauty of diversity. So plug in your headphones, get comfortable, and let's connect through the power of our shared stories. Welcome, and thank you for joining us on the Diversity Connector podcast. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Diversity Connector. This is Gertrude Mache here in beautiful Melbourne, Australia. And today I am graced with the presence of yet another fascinating guest. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our tribe. Please tell everybody your full name, where you're based, and share your story with us today.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Richard Odel-Nkansah. I'm from Ghana and I live in Accra, West Africa. I am a graphic designer and also I am a digital design and comms officer. So my journey, right from age 9, I moved from the city to live with my auntie in the suburb of one of the regions in Ghana. And that was where I got my self-realization and told myself, hey, look, at this tender age, you can still do something for yourself. So right from that age, I knew and I had the dream and the interest to be a graphic designer. And of course, I know I'm on the path to be a greater one. So I did my basic education in Creek. That's a private school in somewhere Koforidua, another part of Ghana. And then I furthered my education and moved on to do my secondary education, where I read visual arts because I love a lot of creativity and then arts and all. So from there, I also moved to study in the University of Science and Technology in Kumasi in Ghana, where I read publishing studies. And that was the beginning of my journey. I come from a family of 4, myself, my sister, and then my mom and dad will live together as a family. I'm single, not married yet. And I'm a graphic designer, as I said. So right after my education, that was when the interest started. So I started working with organizations, NGOs. So I first started with Curious Minds, which is an NGO here in Accra, where I was a graphic designer and also part of the advocacy team. So we used to educate young people about sexual reproductive health issues. And we collaborated with a lot of international bodies like Dance for Life, a lot of them, yeah. I think UNICEF and all, yeah. So it was a great opportunity for me to learn more and enhance my skill. And then I worked with a lot of young people. So we used to do radio programs as well, educating a lot of young people on radio. We're doing a lot of newsletters, magazines, social media posts, photography, and I was actively involved in all these things. So right from Curious Minds, I moved into another advertising agency where I learned a lot under my boss or my supervisor then. And then from there, I didn't stay there for long. I did about a year, and then I decided to come up with my own industry or come up with my own company. So I started a freelance company called Rimless Freelancer, where I did graphic designing, printing, website design, animations, and all. So I still developed myself. It wasn't easy then because in Ghana it's not easy to start your own business as a young entrepreneur, but I did well because of the experience I had throughout my career to that stage. It was amazing. I still learned a lot. I met a lot of people. It was great. I was still working with young people. I brought a lot of young people under me. I trained them to be independent and then they move away. So right from them, I also got opportunity to work with an electrical engineering company here in Accra called the Automation Ghana Group. And I worked in the marketing department as the graphic designer as well. So right from age 9 till after university, I had a lot of experiences when it comes to being independent, loving creativity, loving design, and all. So fast forward, I joined the Automation Ghana Group, which is an electrical engineering company in Ghana. It's great and it's amazing. That was my first professional job that I got, and it was amazing. I learned a lot. So, being part of the marketing team, I used to report to 2 other supervisors, and I did all the work with regards to graphic designing, printing, branding for the company. So, I also did a little photography. I also worked on their website. I managed the website. I also managed their e-commerce website. And every content that you see, anything graphics about a company, I was actively involved. It got to a point where the CEO of the organization, Engineer Kweku Asma, asked me to rebrand the company because he wanted to give the company a new look and a new face. So he thought of it and said, no, look, we need to come up with a new logo. We need to come up with new branding activities to help promote his company. So he tasked me and my team to do that. And then I spearheaded that project. I came up with a solid brand for the organization. And it's something that I'm always proud to say that I was able to do and achieve. And up to date, the brand that I created is still in progress. It's still there. It's what they are still using as a company. And anytime I see them anywhere, I'm driving around town and I see their billboards, their artworks on social media, their website, I feel proud of myself that I was an integral part of this whole process. So at Automation Ghana Group, I learned a lot. I work with a lot of engineers where I visited sites to capture their progress with regards to their projects. And then I made documentaries out of them. And then I published them onto the social media platforms and then the website as well. And I grew in my career at Automation Ghana Group. I was promoted to be a senior graphic designer, and it came with a lot of opportunities, responsibilities, and benefits. And as a young man growing in such an industry, it wasn't easy. Trust me, there were a lot of challenges that we went through with regards to even equipment, using equipment, getting equipment to work with, getting to engineering sites, subordinates not understanding your project ideas, your drive, and everything became very tough. So one day I sat down and told myself, look, I've worked in this industry for about 4 years and I need to challenge myself. I need to look for another industry to explore. But then before that decision, I told myself, look, I used to have a company that I manage. Let me go back to it and then build that again and use that experience to look for new industry to work in. So I took my freelance agency seriously again, started getting a lot of contracts. I worked for a lot of companies. I worked for some NGOs in Switzerland, a lot of them, a couple of them. But I know Yet for H is a huge NGO in Swiss, and I work with them. And I designed their website. I managed their social media for a period, and I do most of their videos. and then their documents, etc. So I got opportunity through my hard work in building my empire or my industry or my um, freelance agency. I got opportunity to work for a lot of companies. Right here in Ghana, after working for a period of 2 years, I got opportunity to also build brands such as Slim and Fit, where they sell slimming products. I got opportunity to work for an automobile company called Auto Haven, where they do car rentals and provide auto mechanic services to people. So all these huge brands, I have been behind them working solidly. And most often, I've always been the guy who's always behind the scenes, causing the magic, creating solutions to problems, marketing organizations, and even personalities. So when I was at the Automation Ghana Group, I was still working for myself as an individual. And I believe that as a young Ghanaian, that was my drive. That was my vision. I knew I could do something for myself and also work for an agency. And right at the Automation Ghana Group, I've worked with them. I had worked with them for like 4 years, and I told myself, look, I need to move to another industry and cause an effective change or cause an effective impact where my services will be felt. So in my 4th year in the Automation Ghana Group, I decided to start job hunting, and then I got opportunity to work with an American international school here in Ghana called the Lincoln Community School, and I'm currently working there in the capacity as the digital design and comms officer in the advancement and marketing department. So right now, my career has transitioned. I have been able to work in an electrical engineering firm. I did so well. I excelled. I developed myself. I also made a great impact in the organization. So I told myself, then it's time. So I moved, and now I'm in Lincoln. And right in Lincoln, as I said, I'm the digital design and comms officer. I also work on your website. I manage the website. I handle all digital communications. I do social media management as well, and all photography and videography as well. So my career has been an inspiring one. A lot of young people look up to me here in Ghana, and I've inspired a lot of people. I get calls, messages from people telling me, "Great, I want you to mentor me for the next 1 year, 2 years," and it's amazing. My life has been a journey so far. And currently in my new role, I'm enjoying it because I'm really enjoying it because um, it has given me the opportunity to work in an educational firm. So someone coming from an NGO to an electrical engineering firm and now into a school or an educational industry. It's been a great experience. I've learned a lot, and then this because it's an international school, it has a lot of cultural diversity, and you have to respect, you have to honor everybody, you have to tolerate, you have to, be accommodative, and also make sure you do not step on anybody's toes. So it's been a great journey so far. I've enjoyed my ride as a graphic designer in Ghana, and I know the future has a lot of great things for me. And yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Richard, you have had a very, very interesting career.
thank you.
And, Ghana being one of the first African countries to get independence,
Great.
it
Yeah.
sounds to me that you were given opportunities that not many young African people would have been exposed to.
Yeah.
So, in the world of graphics design, how do you think diversity shapes the field of graphic design and digital marketing? And what has been your experience in promoting diversity in your work?
Yeah. I mean, in our current world, diversity is everything because no matter what, we all come from different angles of this world, and that means diversity is everywhere. So, as a graphic designer, even sometimes the choice of colors, the language you use, the organization of your concepts, all these things boils down to diversity, where you have a lot of people appreciating what you're doing and communicating for everybody to understand. Diversity means multiple people, and graphic designing is so interesting in the sense that you do not have to always use language to express meaning or communicate. You can use symbols, elements, and when you do this, everybody can understand you. And this is how I try to inculcate diversity in my communication and graphic designing. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, in your role as a freelance designer, how do you ensure equity in your professional engagements? And what challenges have you faced in this regard?
Great. So I'll start with the challenges before I move to equity. As a young graphic designer in Ghana, trust me, it's been. I mean, when it comes to investment, we do not have investors investing in us. That is something that is really, really, really a huge challenge in Ghana. We do a lot of great projects, but we are underpaid, and I believe we do not have a strong association here to help us secure higher salaries when we're working as a freelancer, because you do not have that great mouthpiece, and people take advantage of us because you're working on your own, you're working for yourself. You are that young guy who wants to feed yourself, create an impact, and yet get paid. But people take advantage and say, "Look, we can get this with an agency if you're not ready to reduce your price." So I mean, as a freelancer, pricing has become a very huge challenge here, and remuneration is also very huge. We don't get that a reward that we're supposed to get after delivering our projects. And then equity. I believe everybody should have the opportunity to display what they have in them. Anytime I'm on a project and it's made up of only men, I said no. Let us try and get a female or we get ladies as well on our team, because one, there's diversity when it comes to our thinking, and also there's equity across all gender. I believe in that. So basically, as a freelance, anytime I'm on a project and I need to get a service to other people, I try as much as possible to make sure I have a blend of all genders so that I give equal opportunity to everybody to express what they have. Yeah.
So, how has your cultural background influenced your approach to graphic design and digital communication, particularly in creating inclusive content?
Great. So, Carla, I mean, the Ghanaian culture or the Ghanaian background gives we portray a lot of colors. So graphic designers who are found in this part of the world and tend to employ a lot of colorful, colors, vibrant. Strong emotions. All these things come together to make our work impactful and great. And also, when it comes to the digital communication, we have to use, in my part of the world, we always use simple and straightforward statements when we are designing, so everybody can get a meaning. We consider both the old, the young, and then the middle age class. So we when we're creating projects, we make sure that, looking at our background, there's simplicity in text, there's simplicity in design that everybody can assimilate and understand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, can you share any learning experiences or insights that you've gained from diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives that you've been a part of or that you have led?
Great. So, in my role as a digital design and comms officer in Lincoln Community School, where we harness diversity and inclusion, there are a lot of projects that I've been on and I've learned a lot. So we had opportunity to host a conference called the 10 Conference, where I was solely the brands guy. I did all the brands and the communication, and I really learned a lot during this period. It gave me hands-on experience with the media. It gave me hands-on experience with students, with teachers, and
Mhm.
everybody was involved in this conference. I got the opportunity to also share my story as a digital design and comms officer. So it gives me the opportunity to also talk and share my story with people who want to know more about what I do. And my community, I mean, strongly believes in diversity and involvement and inclusion. We believe in belongingness, and that has impacted my life so well that I respect everybody's view. I respect everybody's, perception of life,
Yeah.
everybody's idea of life, and that is what I'm so proud of. And what I've also learned from inclusion and diversity as well. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that you brought up is, working online
Yeah.
and being paid what you are worth
Yeah.
as a digital designer. Now, the world is flat now because of the internet.
Yeah.
We are able to reach customers and clients on different platforms and offer our goods and our services.
Yeah.
In creating a situation where you are paid what you are worth, it's sometimes very, very difficult because you don't have control of the platform where you're working.
Yeah.
You need to get the work. So sometimes you do take lower prices than you
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
What can you see as being a sustainable solution to this issue?
Yeah. Industries should understand and give freelancers who work independently or solely the opportunity. That is what I
Mm,
think. And also the international, we should also enhance our skills so that we can serve the international world as well. For me, as a young individual now, it is my goal in the future that I can work for international organizations in probably in Australia, in America, in Germany, and still earn what others are earning over there.
mm,
So young people, I believe we should enhance our skills, we should allow ourselves to learn more and also be willing to promote ourselves to the outside world. For me,
mm.
as I said, it is my goal to one day work for agencies, organizations, or even individuals in Australia, in US, in Canada. So it is my wish that one day I'll get that opportunity to do so. But as of now, I'm constantly enhancing my skills. I'm constantly learning every day to put my game up there so that I can earn more anytime I do projects. And yeah, I'll be granted what I've requested. Yeah.
Because you're working in the academic world, what role do you believe education and awareness play in advancing DEI in the fields of graphic design and digital marketing?
Yeah. I think the education is a key. I wouldn't say it's a key to success, but it is a very important key when it comes to success of everything. And
Mm,
I believe that right from elementary to middle and high school, we should try and inculcate that in our line of education. We should put it in the curriculum so that once we are growing as young individuals, we know that at the end of the day, DEIJ or what is a part of us, and then we should embrace it and then work accordingly towards it. Yeah, that's what I believe.
I love that. So,
Yeah.
what advice would you give other professionals in your field to actively support and promote DEI in their work?
Yeah, I think they should be open minded. They should be willing to accept everybody as who they are. They should also respect views and also be willing to work for people, even if it requires them to, do so. Because a lot of people, I know colleagues who turn down offers from such angles and say, oh, we can't. No, you should be open-minded. Accept what is the offer that is coming and make sure you deliver as a professional. That is what I feel. So young graphic designers who are coming up in our part of the world should be open-minded. You know, should be open-minded and willing to work and giving their best when it comes to DIJ. Yeah.
Fantastic. And lastly, as a website designer, having to take into account that people have got different abilities to access a website, read a website, do you incorporate these diversity principles in how you design websites, and how does that look?
Yeah. So as a website designer, I think considering everybody or every customer, I call people who visit website as customers because they are the people we are giving information. So as a web designer, you always have at the back of your mind the company's brand guidelines, and then also the consumers, as I said, or the customers who are visiting the website.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Always use clean and respectful languages on website, short and simple. Never use any offensive offensive words on website. Don't discriminate. Use open and clear languages where nobody will be hurt when they visit such websites. I always review content of websites because I believe that the world is growing, and somebody will come on a website and might not feel belong there and might not come again. So you always have to make sure that you whatever language you're putting there is not offensive. It embraces everybody, and yes, that's the way forward to go with regards to where we are now in the world. And then as a web designer, what do you have to do to appease everybody and make sure that everybody feel belong when they visit your website you've created? Yeah.
Richard, thank you so much for coming online today and gracing us with your presence, sharing your knowledge and your skills. Now, how can people get hold of you? Do you have a website that I can share?
Yes. Yeah, I have a website, rimlessfreelancer.com.
Especially as a freelancer working online, it's very important for people to know that there is a wealth of talent. Young, vibrant African people who are working online.
Sure.
So if you need anyone to help you with your graphics work, please go onto Richard's website. I've got it at the bottom of the screen. Reach out to him, support him. There's a lot of talent that comes out of Africa that never really gets shown to the world, which is what part of this podcast is all about, is to highlight people from diverse backgrounds doing some amazing work. So Richard, thank you again for the interview.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would also want to share my appreciation to you and the wonderful work you're doing across the globe. You have been noticed everywhere. For me to be able to see you from Accra, Ghana, West Africa, it means you're doing amazing. Keep it up. Keep it up. I really respect that a lot from you. And I always learn a lot on your platform.
It was awesome for me to meet you, Richard. I see that across your social media. That is your handle at Rimless17. So please look for Richard, support him in his work, and help us share diversity across the world. So I will be back again tomorrow with yet another amazing guest. Thank you all so much for tuning in. In the meantime, have a fantastic day, morning, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And Richard, thanks again. Don't go away. And that's a wrap, everybody, on today's episode of the Diversity Connector podcast. Thank you for tuning in and being part of our vibrant and global conversation. I'm your host, Gertrude Mache, and it's been an honor to share this space with you, where voices from all walks of life come together to weave a tapestry of diverse perspectives. Remember, every story you've heard today is a thread in the larger fabric of our shared humanity. So, as you step back into your world, carry these stories with you and let them inspire you to embrace and celebrate the rich diversity around us. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast to help us share these inspiring stories with more listeners. Do follow us on social media by looking for the Diversity Connector podcast for more updates. Until then, keep connecting, keep listening, and keep celebrating the beauty of diversity. This is the Diversity Connector podcast signing off. Stay curious, stay open,